No Driving Gloves, we're a combination of gearheads. John, the instigator, Derek, the conservative, Will, the builder, and maybe a guest. Invite you to listen while they sit down, have a drink, and discuss cars. Learn more and subscribe to the podcast at No Driving Gloves. Time now. I bet you if I unmute myself, you can hear me.
There we go.
That's playing into what happened last week.
That was just
I'm making now Will can't hear me. Don't know what happened last week, but hopefully there's more of you out there to watch. And according to the numbers on my screen, there are a heck of a lot of you out there to watch. You must be anticipating this dramatic episode. Before we jump into it, I was going to say, Will, we might drive up and see you next weekend. Not this coming weekend, the following one, because you're having competition for the car show at McPherson, it appears.
Yeah. Well, it's just happened to be that weekend. I would love to be in McPherson at the car show to see some of the people. I actually got an intern coming from McPherson again this summer, so actually would like to meet him before he shows up here. But, well, I met him in Louisville last year, but it was kind of brief. It'd be cool to be there, but unfortunately, me and Wesley here decided that we didn't have enough on our plate to add something else to it. So we've got that going, and then we did a major cleanup in the shop, and it's just time for a bunch of this stuff that's been sitting around for years to go. So I figured what better thing to do? Have an open house and a spring cleaning garage sale all together Friday and Saturday. So come Friday morning, stay till 2 or 3, and then go to First Friday in Gadsden. And Saturday, come hang out with us and, probably have some coffee and stuff and buy some junk. And then you still got time to go to cruise night Saturday night. So
you mean high quality new and potentially used auto parts from a legendary builder.
Yeah.
Meet fabulous members of the cast of No Driving Gloves.
There you go.
At least Will. I might try to squeeze up there. I keep going, oh man, I might drive up Saturday, but I go, geez, all the good stuff will sell on Friday. So, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll pop a live stream up to the what are we talking? The No Driving Gloves Facebook page. I think he knows how to do that. I've seen him do some live streams.
I'll tell you this: if you come up here, we'll do a live stream. But you've got to come.
It would make sense. Then I could pick up my mixer.
There you go. There you go.
Well, maybe not my mixer. Maybe a member of our studio audience who unfortunately is not with us tonight. But so we've got that going on. The Big Oak Garage Spring Cleaning Open House and Garage Sale, Friday, May 6th and Saturday, May 7th, 11 to 3 on the Friday and 8 to 1 on the Saturday.
That's right. And
it says tons of classic car truck parts, and he probably literally means tons.
He does. There's a lot.
Engine components and shop tools to get rid of. I've got some shop tools and stuff maybe I want to get rid of. Maybe I should visit you before.
Donate them to Big Oak and we'll sell them. So donate them to Grip Autocross and we'll sell them and put them in the fund.
I like that.
So two other things can happen during our open house this weekend. Number one, you can sign up for Grip Autocross, which is, we're going to be talking a lot about that here coming up. And number two, Big Oak Garage is hiring. So if you want a job at Big Oak Garage, be a perfect time to come by, check out the shop, see the guys that work here, and talk to me about coming to work here. So,
wow, sounds like No Driving Gloves circa 2018. Will needs help.
That's it. It's starting all over again.
Oh.
So, hey, let me introduce Wesley right quick. So, this is Wesley McBrayer, and been friends with him for long time. And we were sitting at a car show back a year or so ago and talking about autocross, and there wasn't nothing in Gadsden. And so we've actually been talking about doing something like this for about a year or so. But anyway, this is my good friend, partner, Wesley McBrayer.
Hello.
Hey, Wesley.
Hey.
Oh, I probably should turn on comments at some point. Oh, nobody's commenting. Feel free to comment with questions or anything that you might have for Grip Autocross at any point. We'll start queuing them and what's going on. But that's the whole theme of tonight's episode is we're going to discuss autocross. Let's kind of discuss what autocross is and its benefits. And then we'll get into what Grip's doing, because as I touted in the posts about the show, you're not doing it the traditional way that the big group, there's a big national group that does autocross, and you guys are kind of doing it with your own rule book. But we'll get into that. But let's explain what autocross is.
You want me to go for it? Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So autocross is essentially driving your car aggressively in a parking lot. You can do it aggressively or non-aggressively. It really teaches you how to handle your vehicle in certain situations. It's a great tool for young drivers to come out and learn what your car can do, what it can't do, find the edge that you never want to go over. But if you do go over that edge, do it in a parking lot where you're not going to mess anything up. So, and it's a sport. I mean, it's a huge sport that it doesn't take $1 million to go run and have fun. I mean, you can do it with a brand new Honda Civic, an old Honda Civic, a new Corvette, Camaro, Ferrari. It doesn't matter. A diesel truck. It doesn't matter. You can come to Grip Autocross with anything. A go-kart. We don't care.
Corolla from Enterprise Rental Cars.
There you go. There you go. So that's that in a very short description of autocross. That's what it is. Our parking lot is not huge, so we actually have a 2-lap style course. It takes anywhere from a minute to I think we may see some 40-second passes, some low 40s. You're in the low 40s, you're going to be scooting around it pretty good. But for the most people, you're going to be high 40s, mid 50s, somewhere around in there. So, you're getting at least a minute out there. It's right in Gadsden. It's easy to get to. Said it ain't a perfect spot, but it's our perfect spot,
It's the only spot we could get right now.
Well, one thing I like about autocross that I've always touted about it and I've enjoyed, and I've autocrossed. It's probably been 10 years since I actually have driven an autocross course and got some cone juice on my car. But it teaches you car control. It's not all about going fast. It's not all about anything. Like you said, you can get out there, you drive hard, you lose control, you spin. You might hit a traffic cone, but geez, who hasn't done that in their life? Just driving around. And 3 runs or 4 runs on your car, you're not, unless you're, just absolutely killing it, you're not going to wear out a set of tires or anything. It's a nice, easy sport. And as you said, it costs as much as you want to spend. You can autocross for $100 a year. If you want to get kind of serious, maybe you buy a set of tires and wheels. So you got $1,000 into it, and you might go through a set of tires every year. If you're really, really extreme into it, which, we've had Jordan Towns on the show that's won, national championships and stuff with the SCCA, pro solo and that. And she has a dedicated car that's custom built and designed and such for autocross. and for her class. So, I mean, yeah, so she's spending 30 grand to autocross. So it can be anywhere that you want it to be. And I've seen everything autocross from, like you said, pickup trucks to, I've done it on my CRX and my Caterham. And I've seen minivans out there. Honda built that 600 horsepower Odyssey 10 years ago. And I've seen that autocross. I've seen their Pilot, their 600 horsepower Pilot autocross. So you get out there and you can try it with anything. A little bit on, I'm going to say grip. What's your format going to be? The typical seems SCCA is like 3 runs in the morning, 3 runs in the afternoon. You run 3, and then you swap, and you do some manual labor, chase cones and things. How's your format going to lay out? How many runs am I going to get, etc., or money, or do we want to jump? Let's jump into that right now. Let's just talk about the cost and the activity you get.
Go ahead. Well, if you are a grip member, the cost is $45, and we do offer a membership on our. There's a link to it actually on our Facebook page, and it'll take you to Motorsports Reg, and then you basically apply for a membership, and you're going to get some benefits out of that. You're going to get a input into the club. So if you come out there and you want to have input into the club on how we run things and do things, and when we get to the point of making classes, what classes we're going to have and stuff like that, so you have input. That's one of the benefits. We're planning on doing hopefully some member only events at some point, and it may not necessarily be an autocross. It could be a cars and coffee, or we may do some other different things at different locations. It kind of depends on how good everything goes, what we do. So we don't have all that figured out yet, but there will be some things like that. If you're not a member of GRIP, it's $55 for the day. And, that's kind of it. We're going to basically do, so we've got the event, the first event's capped at 30 cars. So we're basically going to have, depending on how many cars we get, if we just say we have 20 cars, we'll have 2 10 car run groups, and first group will run, and then the second group, the people in the second group obviously will go out and work the course during that time, and they'll get their 10 runs in, and then they'll swap, they'll get their 5 runs in, and then they'll swap. So and then later on they'll swap back and get the other 5 runs. So we're hoping for 10 runs. We get to the end of the day and we have, it's earlier than we think it's going to be. And, some people want to run some more. We're going to run some more,
Right.
So at least 10, we're shooting for at least 10.
I think 10 for 45 is a heck of a $450 a run.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
right.
Yeah,
that's cheaper. Bad. That's cheaper than paying to ride go-karts in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's cheaper than I used to pay to race go-karts back in high school.
Right.
And as we all know, that was a long time ago.
A few other little things that we're going to have. We're going to kind of have a little driver's lounge area, so you can get out of the sun. We're going to have water and a few things like that for the registered drivers, and they're people that they have there with them as well. I mean, a lot of people come by themselves, but a lot of people make this a family event as well, and that's one of the things that we really want to push is this is family oriented. This is not just a bunch of guys hanging out drinking beer and being unruly. It's actually the exact opposite of that. It's going to be a very, very family controlled environment, and we want everybody to come out and have a really good time and not be intimidated. Autocross is one of those things. For some reason, it can be a little intimidating. We will be chalking the course, so you're not necessarily having to read cones. There will be a white line on the inside and outside of the track to help you navigate. And
at least for the first 2 or 3 cars that go around.
Yeah, right. So that's, we really want to encourage people to get involved in autocross and come out and have a good time. If you've never done it before, that's great. We will spend extra time with you and walk the course with you as many times as we need to walk.
Let you ride with us.
Yep, whatever
we can ride with you.
Yep, whatever needs to be done.
Just don't be worried about being embarrassed, because look, the people that signed up so far, registration's open, by the way, so you can get on there and register right now for the event. And the people that's registered so far, half of them have never autocrossed. So they're not you don't have to be worried about being the only guy out there who's never done it before, or girl.
So you and Will are registered, and obviously, Wesley, you've autocrossed and Will hasn't.
But yeah, you don't have to worry about, there's going to be a bunch of people going really slow for the first few laps, and they're going to get a lot faster that day. And you don't want to come on grip event number 2 and all those people that were slow the first time, they'll already have it figured out. You want to come this time, So
it's amazing how quickly you can catch on, and
they will go a lot faster the first time. So
you keep talking about your motorsport.reg page, and I really hate motorsport.reg because you got to have about 8,000 other words after it to find your site. So we've done a nice pretty link, nodrivinggloves.com/grip. Take you right there, drops you right to the Grip Autocross event 1. And like you said, all the information's there. If I push this button, something's going to happen. And then we go like this. Take you right to that Grip Autocross page. And we've got little details about the event, the rough schedule, your cost for registration.
You get an awesome sticker. It says that on there.
Pardon?
You get an awesome grip sticker when you come. That's
I was going to say, I saw a sticker on here somewhere.
What car guy doesn't want a sticker?
Hey, 5 horsepower, right?
That's right.
A Grip Autocross sticker will give you 30.
Oh, is it that much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you 30 horsepower.
And they're only available at the first event. So if you don't come to the first event, you're going to be much slower on the second event.
There you go.
That's right.
Oh. But Grip Autocross is actually a 501c3. We're a nonprofit, and what we will be doing with the proceeds is we've got a couple of different things that we're definitely going to be doing. We're going to start a scholarship fund for somebody, a young person, guy, gal, it doesn't matter, that wants to start a career in the automotive industry, whether it's a mechanic, body shop, hot rod builder, race car driver, it doesn't matter, whatever. And we're also going to be working with our local county tech schools, high schools, to hopefully be able to provide them with, some equipment, whatever, invite them out to the autocross to help them learn how to drive, whatever. So that's what we'll be doing with the proceeds. It will be going to kids and helping them, gain knowledge in the automotive industry or motorcycle industry, whatever, something that has to do with motorsports in some sort of way.
That's really a main goal or one of the main goals, other than we like to autocross a lot. We want to, get as many young people. I think a lot of times, you go to a car show. Well, I know Will's talked about it on the show before. Young people don't want to go to a car show and sit behind their car at a car show. And they normally don't have a car that's that kind of car. They normally have a newer Camaro or a whatever Mustang or something like that. They don't want to sit behind it at a car show and have people come look at it. They want to use it. So that's what we're doing. We want them to come out and use their car for what it was intended to do. Come out and have fun with it instead of sitting behind it at a car show. We're hoping we'll attract a lot of, younger people that are, wanting to have a use for their car, basically.
So there's a comment we just got through the Facebook page. Best place to learn car control you could ever ask for. Say, very important. it's why it's driving fast and that's racing. You're able. You're going to learn things about your car that you never did. New drivers, I think Autocross is great. Best thing you can ever do for a new driver is to send them to a racing school, driver's education school, and put them on a track. Because once you learn what your car can do and what it can't do, it's amazing all the accidents you can avoid. I've had 2 this week that, without knowing car control. I might have scratched another one. So let's get into a little bit of what makes grip different, because to me, you're a little bit different than the big dog in the room, because you're not affiliated with I'm going to say a SCCA at all. This is an independent thing you've done, a group you've created yourself, rules you've created yourself. You are insured, so we don't have that, it's not just, let's say, 2 guys from Alabama that just decided to drive fast in the parking lot.
No.
You guys have
all the people that were trying to use their parking lot and tell them that. That's what they all think.
So give me a little bit of rundown. I'm going to show up in my Mini Cooper. What class am I going to be in? How's that going to be decided? And because Will's going to show up in, say the Green Dart or Dirty Martini, the Rocket Racing Wheels Camaro.
There you go. All right. So you mentioned SCCA, and there's nothing wrong with SCCA. It's a very great organization.
Oh, I didn't mean that there's anything wrong with it.
Right,
you guys are just doing it your own way.
We're just, we want it to be extremely simplified from SCCA. Basically, well, first off, the first year we're not going to have classes. It's going to be come out, have fun, enjoy it, and then we're going to get a lot of feedback from the people that support Grip and kind of see what they want to do, but it's going to definitely be down this road. Most of the classes are going to be dictated by weight and tire size. It's not if you've got 275s and 1,500 horsepower, you're going to be in the 275 class. All right. And because you're not going to be able to use 1,500 horsepower on a 275. It's that simple. So, it's going to be a balance between tire size and weight. And that's going to basically be it. There may be a category where it's, say, 72 and older and 72 and newer. And then it's the same classes. It's just old cars and new cars. Because you can go buy a C6 Corvette, do a little bit of work to it, and you're going to be fast as crap, where the guy with the, 72 Camaro, 73 Camaro has had to do a whole lot more work to keep up with that Corvette and just not put tires on it. So not 100% exactly sure how we're going to do it, but it will be dictated by tire size more than anything.
We do want an unlimited class also.
Oh, yeah.
Because I personally like to see somebody bring an Indy car or something like that, So,
wouldn't that just be based on tire size and weight?
Well, not in the unlimited class, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can have an unlimited class, and if you want to roll in it, roll in it. It doesn't matter what you have. You could come out there with a freaking Pro Line turbocharged Hemi and slicks all the way around. I mean, obviously that's not going to do good on an autocross, but yeah, you're going to be in the unlimited class. That's just how it's going to work. So
Robbie Steele's asked a question. Will there be any ride-alongs like you can get at Good Guys or NSRA or any of those things? Are you guys going to offer any sort of ride-alongs, or is that up to the participant? You come with somebody who's participating. Can you put a second person in a car?
Yeah, we will be offering ride-alongs. If the person that the driver does not want ride-alongs, then obviously, we're not going to force ride-alongs upon him or her. If it's your very first time autocrossing, you will not be able to give ride-alongs. So yes, there will be plenty of opportunities to get ride-alongs. Wesley and I, we just don't have somebody in the car with us. It'd be by ourselves. So it's pretty amazing when you're giving somebody a ride-along and it's their first time autocross and their mind is blown, and you're just driving and you're talking to them and looking at them and they're like, ah, yeah, definitely ride-alongs. We want to be a huge part of Grip. To me, that's what really gets people involved. If you're just out there watching autocross, it's actually kind of a little boring. But when you get in a car with somebody, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a slow car or a fast car. It's a lot of fun. So,
yep. A lot of our audience, I think, is totally unaware of what I mean. They've never been around autocross, never been to an autocross. So we're hoping to give some rides to let them see what it's like. Because, like Will said, if you watch it from the outside, unless it's just a crazy fast car that sounds awesome, it's not that exciting to watch. So, but you get in that same car, and it's awesome. So it's a totally different experience.
Crossed my mind here. I was trying to look up. You're kind of, what do I want to say? Building something for this dedicated, aren't you, Will? Or
I would say I'm building something specifically for autocross. But I do have a third-gen Camaro that hadn't been on the road in 7 years. That is real close to being on the road, and that's going to be the car that I go out there and play with. So I didn't really want to autocross my Tahoe, although it would probably do pretty good. Short wheelbase, decent power and brakes. So anyway, I've got this little third-gen Camaro that I'm right in the middle of putting Holly. I'm actually putting a tune port on it. It wasn't a tune port car, but I'm putting a tune port on it with all Holly electronics so it can all be tuned and whatnot. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Wesley has a C5 Corvette that's not stock. So, and I'm sure I could make a phone call or two and possibly get the Rocket Camaro down here. I
think everybody would like that.
Yep. I know that car is probably about to be for sale. So if you know anybody looking for a super badass, specifically built autocross car that you can put 345s all the way around on, there you go.
Going back to your original question, though, what's different? Another thing is different, not really pertaining to the cars. Autocross in general, unless you go to like a Good Guys event, SCCA or PCA or any of those guys, it's not really a spectator sport. It's not really set up to have spectators. I mean, they allow it, but they're not really. It's not really their main goal. So we have actually a pretty awesome spectator area. It's in the shade all day long, and so bring your chairs and set up and bring you a cooler or whatever. We'll have some stuff there, like Will said, and hang out, enjoy the day with us. So catch you a ride, it'll be a real fun time.
Yes, it will. And another thing is we're just asking for donations for spectators. If you feel like donating a nickel or $500 or nothing, that's fine, not a problem. We're not charging for spectators, but if they would like to, help out, and that's great.
We need any help we can get. We spent a lot of money getting this going. You wouldn't believe how expensive cones are, and time and equipment.
Yeah,
and all the parking lot cleanup we've done, and we spent a lot of money. So
I wish we had a good before and after of our parking lot.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I popped up the link here on the screen for those watching the video. For those listening to the audio, nodrivinggloves.com/coffee. Anything given to No Driving Gloves through that link from now until we're going to say May 1st. So got a little over a week and a half here. Actually, no, we'll do it through the end of Will's garage sale. So through May 6th, anything donated to nodrivinggloves.com/coffee, we'll go ahead and we'll pass 100% of those proceeds that we receive after all our fees on to Grip Autocross too, to help these guys out and maybe get a little bit of jump start on that schedule.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome.
We'll make sure we hang up that No Driving Gloves banner on our every event. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
I was going to do it anyway. So I've seen where we got another question about the date. So it's the Saturday.
May 28th.
May 28th. It's the Saturday before Memorial Day.
Yeah, let me pop that back up here on the screen.
Yep. So that'll be our first event, and we'll be updating the dates for our second event in the very, very, very near future. So anyway, and we'll see how it goes. So we've got it capped at 30 cars, and we'll see what we can handle. And, we may raise that cap. We may lower that cap. I seriously doubt we lower it. But hopefully we raise it and can get more people there.
I have a feeling you'll easily fill that, especially maybe after that first Friday in Gadsden, if you have a little grip table up or something.
Yep. We hope so.
So for those watching, these are shots I took probably 11 years ago at an autocross. Birmingham Racecourse. This was an SCCA, but this is kind of what's going on. If you're not sure what it is, just pop onto the video, and somewhere around the 30-minute mark, I started clicking through these slides. A lot of Miatas because, Miata's always the answer.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually at the top of the pack, always.
It's amazing. Usually at the top of the pack with a base Miata too.
Yep, that's it.
So we used to have Yoder on the show. It's where he got his racing start and his driving career started. It was doing what do I want to say, autocross. So I mean, you can learn some serious car control, and who knows what you'll come across there.
So looks like we got another question. Do you have a layout you can post up for those who want to do some homework on the course? We have not done that yet, but I don't see why we couldn't maybe post it up on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah, we can do something like that. Sure. Not a problem.
I never put it up here. Let me look this up here. Give me a second to put together a link. You guys talk for a second.
All right. So I guess people want to know what GRIP stands for.
Yeah, tell them. Unofficially, but
So it was kind of funny how we come up with the name. Wes was like, "Man, I like the name GRIP," and I think we were sitting at dinner one night or something. Yeah. And first I was like, "Guys racing in parking lots," and we all kind of had a little chuckle. And so it wound up. It actually means Gadsden racing in parking lot. So we like the name GRIP, and we are an autocross. We're not a drifting event or a drag race or anything like that. So it is about grip.
Yeah. For you that don't know, an autocross event is all about the grip you have on the ground. So that's where it comes from. So it is considered a grip event. So
there you go. That's how we came up with the name GRIP. And we don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we've got big dreams, and first year we just kind of want to see how it goes and go out and do it for fun. The second year we want to have classes, and who knows, third year there may be a point system with a championship and maybe some money.
We want to do eventually where we have an actual winner and they actually win something, whether it be money or tires or something, but we've got to get there first. So
yeah. So we've got pretty big dreams to grow this into, I wouldn't say a national thing, but at least a southeastern thing. Gadsden will always be our home, number one. We'll always have our biggest events in Gadsden, but we're not opposed to going to Tennessee or going to South Alabama or Georgia or Florida and hosting grip events. So
even Oxford or Anniston or somewhere like that. I know I was talking, he commented, that's what the last one that commented was Taylor Haynes. He is actually from Jacksonville, but works in Oxford, owns a business in Oxford. He's actually going to help us out on our parking lot. And he was telling me about some spots over in Oxford that, were potential, spots we could maybe get, so that may be something in the future.
Yep.
He's asking, are you going to have any food trucks, or should we actually bring a go box?
Yeah. If you're racing, we suggest you bring your lunch, because it's going to be a busy day. If you've never done it, it's a busy day. You won't have time to go get in your car and leave and come back, really. So you probably want to bring some food.
But I'm a fast driver. That's why I'm there.
We'd like to have a food truck, but we're kind of working on that. I don't know how that's going to work out. But we might.
I'm sure if you got 30 racers and there's going to be the spectators, you probably could get a food truck there for a couple hours over the lunch hour.
Yeah, probably so.
You can bring a tent if you want, but we're actually going to have a 48-foot trailer there with a big, huge awning and fans and plenty of place to get out of the sun and in the shade. So we're kind of calling that our driver's lounge area.
That's another thing we're kind of trying to do different than most autocrosses. Since you've been to them, that most of the time they're in a big, hot parking lot with no shade and no way to get out of the sun. And we're trying to change that a little. We're trying to make it not so crappy, so make it a little more enjoyable while you're there.
Go-karts are definitely welcome. No go-karts?
Not right now. We can't.
Oh, we can't do go-karts right now. Sorry.
The deal with go-karts is there's a whole different set of rules for go-karts as far as the distances we have to be away from poles and solid objects. So
our insurance
insurance
no bueno.
Is kind of no go on that right now. So maybe in the future, Sorry.
You can bring them, you just can't use them.
Just sell the go-kart, buy a car.
There you go.
And hit Steven question here again. I know we've already touched on it, but how are you planning to do the run groups?
We're basically going to split it into 2 run groups. You'll be either run group 1 or 2, and we'll tell you that morning when you get there. And we'll put you in the grid, in groups, and then we'll run 5 runs, and the first run group will run 5 runs, and the second run group will work the course, and then they'll flip-flop, and, they'll run, and then we'll flip-flop again after lunch and run the same thing again, basically, until they get there. Everybody gets 10 runs. So that's it.
So I popped up the Facebook page here on the screen a minute or two ago, but for the audio listeners, facebook.com/grip autocross. You can go there. There's a lot more information. There's 600 and looks like 53 people there to talk to.
Yeah.
682 people are following it. So there's a few people that know about this thing.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll add like 1 or 2 tonight through our listener base.
It's only been a page since like December 21st or something. So it's took hold pretty hard. So it's awesome. We know there's a lot of people interested in it. And yet, Taylor, yes, the spec sheet is on the Facebook page.
Is it also on the?
It is. It's not on Motorsport Reg. It's a link back to our Facebook page to see it on there again.
Okay, but you can find it through the. I know there was something on there that you could click on the.
It's a hyperlink.
DrivingGloves.com/grip thing through Motorsport. That you can go to the rules, etc.
Yeah, it's a hyperlink back to the page, and it's on there. So, So what they'll have to do with the tech sheet, it's got a spot on the top, and what we'll do when everybody comes to the event that day, they'll we'll have people telling them where to park their car, and then they'll need to go to the Credential Booth, and what they're going to do there is going to sign a waiver. They're going to get an armband to let us know that they've signed their waiver. They'll get a sticker, and they'll get that text sheet and they'll fill out the top of it and they'll sign the bottom of it and they'll stick it under the windshield on their car. They'll go open the hood of their car, the trunk, and do like the text sheet says. We want to have their floor mat out. We don't want a trunk full of stuff. We don't want cups in the car. Nothing that could roll around and get under the gas pedal. We want the thing to be clean inside. And then we'll come around. We need your helmet sitting out so we can check out your helmet. And we'll check out the car and we'll fill out our portion of the sheet. And then we will, when we're done, we're going to shut the hood and you'll get a sticker on your windshield saying that you passed. So if you don't pass, we'll find you and talk to you.
and we're not going to let stuff slide. So make sure your car is up to par before you come. And it's an insurance thing. Yep. It's not us being buttholes or mean or anything like that. This is something that we have to do for our insurance. So if it's not up to snuff, then, if it's something small, we'll help you fix it. If it's something kind of major, then unfortunately, you're not going to be able to run and you're not going to get your money back. So take that extra, hour or two just to look at our text sheet that's on our Facebook page and make sure your car is good to go. And if you have any questions, just ask us. If you're local, we'll run over and check your car out and whatever we need to do to help you make sure you pass tech. It's not a hard thing to do. Just make sure everything's good to go before you get there.
Well, you can message them through the Facebook page. There's also an email address on the Facebook page, but I'm sure messaging through the Facebook page with any questions is the best way to go. And it seems like the stupidest thing in the world, but what Wesley was saying about the stuff in your car, make sure at least bring a basket with you. I don't care. Just bring a basket with you because there's going to be something in your car, like you said, cans, wrappers, flashlights, pens, floor mats, all that stuff has to come out. And you can't just move it to your trunk because as I was flipping through some of those photos, your car is going to move right and left and lean hard, and that stuff's going to bang around in your trunk. And a lot of car trunks aren't double walled.
Nope.
So you might all of a sudden have a picture of, a case of beer or an indentation of a case of beer on the side of your car or something. If just saying that's something heavy that would swing around in your trunk or a jack or anything, just have a place to put it.
I got a funny story about that, about myself here. So we finished the Rocket Camaro the first time, not after we redone the whole thing. And it was already kind of set up as a drag car. So, it had a battery hold down in the trunk and, it had a lot of safety stuff already. So we get to Des Moines, Iowa, and Darren is out there first pass on the car on the autocross. He gets about through the second turn and the car just dies. And we're like, what the hell? And so we go out there, we push him back around, look, and they had just sheet metal screwed the battery hold down through the floor of the car. No structure, just sheet metal. And it pulled the sheet metal screws out of the floor. The battery hit the quarter panel, put a dent in the quarter panel, and ripped the battery cable off. Yep. That's why the car died. So you wonder why, that could have been a fire. That could have been really, really bad. So
some people don't think about it, but a battery is honestly probably one of the most dangerous things in your car for autocross. I mean, it can be a welder in about 10 seconds.
That's it.
So and burn your car to the ground. So make sure that thing's strapped down.
Yep. The battery will be jerking on it hard.
Yeah.
So don't sheet metal screw it to the floor.
A couple of questions that I guess popped up. Taylor's asking, will there be a pit area that will have some room maybe for a support vehicle, trailer? I guess you trailer your car there. He's saying in case repairs need to be made. Will there be Is the pit area generous, or are you going to be very limited on space?
The grid itself is limited, but we have a lot of space around the property. We have a lot of space in the rear of the building. We have basically a whole street we can park on that's, that we could use. It's a public street. So yeah, we'll have places to put trailers and stuff. But as far as like us having a trailer, we'll have Will's trailer there, but it's not going to be, we'll have some stuff with us, but not really, not a lot of stuff.
Are you going to have power available or anything if somebody wants to bring a small air compressor in that? Are you going to have a air compressor for tire pressure adjustments and things?
Yes, we will. We'll have power, and we'll have. I've got a battery powered air compressor that I'll have, and yeah, we'll have a way to do that. So
we'll also have a place for you to put your stuff. No, don't bring your Yukon Denali with all your kids' crap in it. But, if you've got a small basket of stuff you need to take out of your car and you don't want it sitting out in the sun, we will have a place in the shade, secure in our trailer that you can put your stuff in too. So if you just don't want it sitting out in the open, if you want it in a trailer, definitely we'll be able to do that as well.
Just a little bit more secure than sitting outside, but you're not going to take all the liability for it if it wanders.
Yeah, well, the whole property is fenced in too, so it's not like, once you're in the gate, there's only going to be one way in, one way out, and once you're in, you're kind of in. So,
for spectators, I'll ask that quick question since you brought that up. Will you be able to come and go all day if you're a spectator? Say, I came out there to race for the whole day, but my girlfriend doesn't want to show up until after lunch or late morning or something.
Yep. The spectator area is wide open. You actually will park either on the street or behind the building. And, you can come and go all day. It's the way we designed it or the way we got it set up. It's, there's concrete barriers in between the race surface and where the spectator area is. And, there's basically a walkway behind, beside the building and out around the back. So there's no, you don't have to walk across the racetrack to get on the, to get back in your car. So yeah, all day.
You don't even walk across the grid. It's totally separate.
Yeah, it's totally separate. So we did that because we didn't want people walking across. So.
We did get a question here from James. Other than no classes, what is the difference between, say, an SCCA autocross and that? You're really not going to be different than SCCA. You're just doing it with your own, quote, sanctioning body. It's not that you're objecting to anything the SCCA does, and you're probably patterning. Well, I can't say the word. You're probably designing the event similar to, right?
It's kind of a cross between SCCA event and a good guys event. SCCA courses I've never seen one where they chalk the course. So that's a big thing that we're doing is chalking the course. And then the classes, like you said, are going to be way different. And other than that,
the spectators.
Spectators. There's not a lot of different things you can do and still call it an autocross. We'd have to, if we were going to be too far outside the box, we'd have to call it something different, but autocross is kind of autocross. It's kind of like drag racing, it's
I can't wait till next year when we have the grip rally crosses.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. I do have 80 acres right here. We could probably put one up.
So. You did say something earlier, and I don't know if we've really covered it. You said, you're going to check helmets, etc. Will you have loaner helmets? What is the requirement for helmets? What is the requirement for the safety gear? I show up in my little car and I have my blue jeans on, my t-shirt on. What else do I need? What do I need to definitely have with me to be sure I can run?
One thing that I really hope people read on the Motorsport Reg page is don't wear flip-flops, Crocs. Don't wear closed-toe tennis shoe, something that's not going to, get hung under your brake pedal or something like that, wear a tennis shoe. And And then as far as the helmets, our insurance actually just requires DOT helmets. So if you're going to bring one, though, make sure it's in date. Make sure it's in, it's a good helmet. On a DOT helmet, they say 7 years. On the SA rated helmets, we're saying 2010. So
yeah, that's pretty generous, actually. So
yeah. So yeah, most
can I show up and run in my motorcycle helmet, or does it need to be?
If it's DOT rated, it's okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's it.
We'll have
James is asking restrooms available.
Yes.
We'll have porta potties.
The finest plastic toilet we could find.
Well, I'll say I'm a dude. I mean, there's always a tree. So.
That's a fact.
Trying to see if there's any other questions or anything we need to cover. Anything we didn't say that any viewer would like to ask us real quick here. We got about, say, 6 minutes left before here we are on a podcast. We have to end. No, our goal is to end about 60 minutes. So we got about 6 minutes towards that. If we have to go over, we go over. But
Taylor had a question there about some needs that hadn't been met or looking for volunteers, work, equipment. We're always looking for a volunteer for sure. I mean, I'm not turning down any help.
Yeah, if somebody wants to come and help work the course and be there, man, come on with
especially this first time, because we don't, we're learning, and that's another thing I guess we didn't really touch on. But be patient with us if you come. I mean, we're going to do the very, very best. We thought this out a million times in our heads, trying to make it go good. Like this is not the first time we've done this, but it is the first time we've done this. So, we're going to try to do our best. So
you recommend everybody bring their own roll of painter's tape?
Yeah. We'll have some there too. We actually have a guy on the Motorsport Reg page. His name's Jeremy Smith. His number is on there. So if you're local, you can give him a call. He'll print you out some awesome stickers. So
you can you pre-register for a number?
Yes. Yep. We have a number pool, and you pick that number, and you'll have that number for Grip Autocross the whole year, and it'll change next year. So
David asked, is there a car limit per class, or is it just 30? And if all 30 are super unlimited, all 30 are super unlimited?
That's it. We got 30 Indy cars. We got 30 Indy cars.
Got 30 cars running on 185, 80s, 13s. That's what's the next one we got here? Can experienced people volunteer for other work positions to avoid chasing cones?
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. We've got, of course, just like any other autocross, timing, grid worker, tech inspector. We got, a million places we can put you. Start and stop line. That's something we're doing a little bit different than SCCA, and I'm not wild about it, but we kind of did it for safety reasons, for our space limitations. We will require people to stop at the end. They'll stop and they'll get their time on a paper at the end of it. That's something we're going to change as time goes on. We don't have the funds for the electronic display like you find at most autocrosses. That thing is really expensive. So it's like $1,000 by itself. So we're hopefully, if things go good, we'll have one, in a few months maybe. But right now we don't. And eventually we'll go to, timing, a live timing where we can, you can get on your cell phone and look at it while you're at the event and see what the times are, like a lot of guys do. So, but right now we're kind of keeping it simple, and you'll just get your time at the end of the run. And then we'll keep up with it. And at the end of the event, after the event's over, we'll post it online for everybody, everybody's runs.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know who's fastest and who's the slowest. And
I know you were saying next year in the future, am I at least gonna, if I'm the fastest, am I at least gonna get some sort of, plastic trophy to take home, or at least like a Marco's Pizza gift card or something?
We'll give you a shout out online. How about that?
Now, come on. Listeners out there, viewers, whatever, if you've got a restaurant or something in the Gadsden area, sounds like a good time to maybe say give the winner, a $20 or $30 gift card, because I bet he spends it or she spends it that night and brings some friends with them. Sounds like a good sponsorship deal there.
There you go.
That's something. It kind of leads into what something we hadn't touched on that I'd like to say something about is how awesome our support has been for this, and all the people that's helped us. We could not do it without some of these people that's come and stepped up and helped us. I mean, people that I was not expecting, like Trey Smith. He commented on here earlier, I think. I mean, if it wasn't for that guy, our parking lot would not look like it does. I promise. No. There's everybody. I mean, we got a guy in our club that's an accountant. I mean, he's our treasurer. I mean, our club just kind of fell together perfect. We got just the right amount of people we need to do the certain jobs, and then the community's kind of, we've had people donate us dumpsters and, the barriers, the concrete barriers, all that stuff's been given to us. And we've got people like Taylor Haynes. I think he's coming down this weekend. He's volunteered to come bring his tractor and help us out doing a little bit more work around there and a little bush hogging. They really come together. And we've got some sponsors too that we're working on some other ones, but we've got a couple now that are pretty nailed down. Wilkes Performance, they're kind of a machine motors building shop here in Rainbow City, which is the next town over from Gadsden. They're sponsoring us, and Inline Electric in Gadsden is also sponsoring us. I'm an electrician, so I got them to do that for us, and so we really appreciate that. And we've got some other sponsors, but I won't mention them yet. So, but yeah, it's not Tire Rack, unfortunately.
Damn. Yeah, Trey brought up something. We do have an exhaust level.
Yes. 99 decibels.
99 decibels. So
at what distance?
That's the thing. There's a church right beside the parking lot, and they're not going to have anything. We've already talked to them. They're not having any kind of events, but if we're going to kind of just use our discretion on that. I mean, if we hear, if you're there and you're running your car and everybody's going, dang, that car's loud, we may step over to the church and, use the meter and check you. And if it's over, we might tell you.
So 99 decibels at 75 feet.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So, it's, there's a 4-lane highway out there, and it's pretty hard to get a car louder than that 4-lane highway.
Yeah.
So
it's actually farther than 75 feet, probably, to the church.
Yeah, it's probably 150 feet, probably.
Yeah,
actually.
probably from the accident.
That I'm gonna say, being at Barbers and that, I used to stand outside the museum, and we're probably 150, 200 feet from the racetrack, and the Indy cars are only going by at 107, 108 decibels. Yeah. So you're going to have to really, really try, I think, to exceed that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty loud when you do it right, So
yeah, I used to get 138, 135 decibels in my CRX. Car stereo, not exhaust.
Oh.
So great talking to you guys tonight. Maybe we'll touch base maybe 5 minutes or something a week before the event or so, see how it's going, seeing how everything's shaking out. I look forward to it. I don't know what Will's doing to me, trying to get me to Gadsden at the beginning of the month, get me to Gadsden at the end of the month, and 6 times during the month for my job. And I think I got to go to Virginia the following week. I'll have to look at that. If I'm going to be in the state, I'll probably try to come up there too. And maybe we'll get Derek there. And I was thinking we need to get a group shot of the no driving gloves. And all 3 of us have never been in one place at the same time. So
Derek is not going to come.
What? He's going to show up in his 1919 Buick.
No wooden wheels on the autocross.
Well, it's tire size, right? Who else is going to be out there on 3.5-inch wide, 26-inch tires?
It doesn't matter.
So
if you got wooden wheels, you're out.
Oh, so no wood. Okay.
No.
I think we covered just about all the other questions in that. If you, I'll say to Holt, if you lowered that Z71, you might have a chance.
That's right.
I've always wanted a lowered Wrangler. So
registration closes, I think, the 28th. I think it says it on Motorsport Reg.
I believe it was the 24th. Let me pop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. 24th. Yeah. I'm thinking the date. Yeah, you're right. 24th.
Let's pop that back up. The Autocross is Saturday, May 28th. You're going to have to be there by 8 o'clock to start tech. Yep. You've got to register by the 24th. I've got right now up on the screen. Let's run through them all. NoDrivingGloves.com/coffee. Any donations between now and May 6th? Anything that comes to that address will automatically be donated to Grip Autocross. Let me find my banners button here, and then we'll go to NoDrivingGloves.com/grip. We'll take you to their motorsport.reg page, and you can check out just about all the information you need on what's going on. So NoDrivingGloves.com/grip. And then the final one is Facebook.com/grip autocross. And that's probably the full clearinghouse for all the information. Get your questions answered, all the contact information, find out how to donate money. Really look forward to them, helping the youth in any way possible. You got to start somewhere, even, $5 here, $5 there. Our coffees are only $3 a piece, and believe it or not, it adds up pretty quick. So check us out anywhere. Obviously, NoDrivingGloves.com for all of our information, what's going on. Check out the show. Be able to go there and share the show with anybody. The video will be up by tomorrow morning. The audio should be released as a podcast by Friday. Anything else you guys want to say, Will or Wesley?
Thanks for letting us spread the word on No Driving Gloves.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what we're here to do. Support the community. Hang on, I got 3 more comments that popped up. Anything? Tire rules. Got to be round and rubber.
Yeah, round rubber, and have some good tread on them.
David, you can run BFG Rivals all day, buddy, all day.
Yeah, and Taylor asked a question that I was thinking with Holt's comment. Any rules about wider than the vehicle is tall or limits? I know SCCA has ratios, so you can't autocross a Suzuki Samurai or something.
No. There right now there's no really rules for much of anything other than safety. We're just doing this strictly for fun, and maybe towards the end of the year, I know beginning of next year, we will have classes, and there'll be some rules for each class. And,
right now it's just bragging rights. Go out there and beat your buddy. I'm going to do my best to beat him all year.
I'd say don't be stupid. I'm sure these guys will eliminate you if you decide to just show up in a U-Haul. Got a 26-foot U-Haul I rented for the weekend.
I'll tell you what right now, if David Counts comes, somebody better bring something bad to the bone, is all I got to say. He's got a 3rd-gen Camaro that is wicked.
What tire size does it have? Will I be in the same class with my Mini, or do I have to get bigger tires?
I think he's running 315s on it right now. Is that right, David? So 315 squared. I think he could put 345s on it squared, but I think he's running 315s right now. So it's a wicked piece. Yep, 315s. So yeah, I can't wait.
That gets it done.
I can't wait to see that car run.
I can't figure out what button I needed to push. There we go. So that's what's going on. That's Grip Autocross for us tonight, guys. Will and Wesley there. For some reason, my brain keeps going on pause. You can shoot us an email if you got questions too. NoDrivingGloves.com or NoDrivingGloves@gmail.com. Like I said, NoDrivingGloves.com for any information. Be able to share the podcast, vodcast, whatever. With that, I'm going to get out of here tonight, guys.
Adios.
Thanks.